Hi everyone, my name is Michael Fodera, 5 Dan. I'm joined by Stephanie Yin, 1 Dan Professional. We're going to be commenting on the 2022 first round of the U.S. Go Congress. And this is the second round of the Masters tournament so far. Stephanie, if you want to give us a brief introduction about yourself.
Absolutely. Hello, everyone. My name is Stephanie, 1 Dan Professional. This is my 12 years Congress.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm very looking forward to it because we have like a 2 year gap, and everyone is so excited.
Yeah.
How about you?
I think this is my fourth or fifth Congress. My first one was in 2009, and I've kind of gone sporadically
I
since then.
see.
Should we jump into the first game?
Absolutely.
So the first game is Han Han, 5 Dan Professional versus Alan
Mhm.
Huang, 7 Dan.
Yeah.
With Han Han taking black and Alan taking white. So do you want to do the
Yeah.
draw?
Yes. Um, Ooh, all right. It's very interesting. Usually you want to take the empty corner first
Yeah.
before you approach. Okay, I guess the third invasion is just way too popular nowadays.
I think it's just a preference. I can't imagine it being much better or worse than anything else.
Okay, let's continue. Yeah, that's the easiest response to the three nation. So some people like to do the Hane.
They're connected, sorry.
Uh, oh, right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, some people like to do the Hane and double Hane. And then Atari.
Oops, excuse me.
Yeah, that's a common
Playing
mistake
a little
actually.
quick. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
And so this is a nice result for both sides, with white getting the inside corner territory and black getting a strong shape on the outside. And this is a variation we've had for many years. This is certainly not a new AI variation, but something that we see much more commonly now.
Yes. So I guess the reason why white chose to play the extend here is because the two corners are not taken yet. So they're not sure which side white wants to focus on. And with this variation, at least the white gets the center, so white can decide.
Yep.
Okay. All right. All right. Another thing. Yes. Okay. So I think that's the most popular Josekis nowadays, like everyone plays. Okay, jump. Oh, all right. So there are different moves here. Are you familiar with the jump and the knight's move?
Yeah, so I know that the jump is possible when white has the ladder down here, and usually not only a ladder but also a strong position on the ladder, because any ladder breakers will immediately affect the fight. If you play something like this,
Yeah.
and you don't have the ladder, it's very clear that this is going to be a good result for black.
Right.
So because white has chosen this variation down here with these 3 strong white stones here, white can get away with this jump
Very
as
good.
opposed to playing the extend or the knight's move.
Yeah, and as you mentioned earlier, even white has a ladder breaker in the lower left corner there, but white still have to make sure there's no good ladder breaker for black. Yeah, all right. So let's continue and cut. Oh, this is the variation.
I apologize.
Okay.
So yeah, push, extend.
And cut.
Oh, I think we did the order slightly
Yeah.
wrong.
And then they cut outside, right? Connect and the bump. Yeah. So the bump is actually the Tsuji here, the good follow up. If you want to play this Joseki, make sure you have to know the bump.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it will be favor white.
Yeah.
Right?
If black were to just extend on the outside, white gets a really nice position on the top, and white is ahead in the race. That's the key here.
Yeah, that's the key. Right. Okay. So the purpose of the bump here is to push white to the side so that a black can surround any outside.
Yeah, and if I think the common variation is that white will just take the corner. Depending on the situation, it's possible white might want to fight, but I think this early on, this fight is going to be very good for black.
Right.
Really strong black group here. The stones over here seem good. Weak group for white in the corner.
Right, and also that's the reason why black wanted to cut from the outside. So if black cut inside, and then the bump would not work anymore. Because now in this situation, the corner is already alive, so white is not going to be afraid of the fight anymore. Okay, so make sure the direction of cut is also important. Okay,
And it might be worth showing how to kill the corner as well.
Oh yeah, right. So after the bump, right here, and pull back.
So white extends.
If white extends and black will extend, that's the key. I see a lot of my my students are making exactly the same mistake here. And then they always thought a Hane is the good move to reduce more eye space. But in this situation, the difference between Hane and descent on the second line is when you play the Hane on the second line, you are leaving a cutting point here. So black needs to play another move to connect. And now white has additional sente so that now the corner is alive. But if we descend here, that's actually a sente. So even though white can block here, but since black has a sente, black can keep reducing the eye space in the corner and then make white to bulky 5 and take the vital point. All right, so descent is the key.
So let's go back a bit. And it's interesting that they played these 3-3 variations, but these are also variations we've known for a while. These are not the new AI flying knife josekis. These are really common ones that we've seen 10 years ago. But
yeah, so I think that the reason why the 3-3 becomes very, very popular is because that move. So like before AI period, the reason why people were not playing this 3-3 is because we always know this is the joseki. And then playing this joseki as a white in the beginning of the game, it actually gives a lot of strength for black. And black now is having a very strong wall on the outside. In other words, it's very hard for white to limit the potential. But after AI shows us another move, extend one more time, and then Tanuki, that would be more ideal for. I mean, it's an even variation now because we don't have to make that exchange move to help black. Okay. But I do still see people play the Hane.
okay.
Okay. So this is a very good advice for everyone. If I know everybody is very excited to learn a lot of AI moves, but do not blindly follow AI moves. You have to understand why these moves are working before you actually use it.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Let's
go back to the main line.
Right. Yeah, that's the game.
Yep. All makes sense. Seems pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
So I think this next move is quite interesting.
Oh,
the attachment here. Typically, I think you would see, either some sort of jump here, or probably more commonly you'll see the knight's move. Maybe it doesn't work so well when there's already a stone here.
Right.
But those are kind of the more common variations that you would see from this position. I haven't seen the attach too often.
No, not too often. I think one of the reasons why white plays this move in this particular situation is to help this approach stone to get stronger, so that white can use the move you just showed, like the knight's move, or continue attacking the 3-4 point corner.
So what we mean here, I think, and this is, I believe, the game variation, is that white uses this almost as a sacrifice move to build up the strength. And now if black were to try to cut here, there's an additional stone for white to try to use to attack this one stone.
That's right. And also with that attach, white now can form a very good and strong shape here, the tiger's mouth, and then the white will have additional sente on the top, and it will. So this whole group is already temporarily settled, and now white can take care of the stones on the right side.
And this is a very classic Tsuji as well.
Yes. Okay.
Let's go back to mainland. So we saw that black isn't able to push and cut here, so black's just going to defend the points. And so now this has become, an okay exchange, I think, for white, because it's allowed white to get that move that it wanted in the first place. Makes sense?
Yeah.
And so sometimes you'll see black jumping here in the fight, but in this particular situation, black really wanted sente.
Yeah, and I think playing additional extend on the third line also prevent attach on the 3-3. So if we'll only have a 2 stones right here, after white attaches, then there is a cutting point. So black now is not able to use the push and cut because there are a lot of ajis. There's a cutting point here, and a white end can also descend here. But with additional stone on the third line, the corner now is stronger. So I don't think a white is able to attach anymore. This stone is already captured. All right. So where did the white play?
So what?
Oh, black didn't jump.
Black extended, and then white extended again, and then the Atari from this side.
That's very surprising. I thought the black is going to jump. What's going to happen if white turns? Feels like white is pretty happy.
I think because black gets the kick here and there's this move here, so black is able to settle in the corner, and white can make the
Black
panuki
can
on the outside,
okay, capture.
or capture, or
I
do
see.
something, or even potentially leave it.
I see.
Um,
Okay.
and white has maybe this floating group here. So this seems a very aggressive way of playing, perhaps, because black gets both the panuki and corner, and white seems to be floating a little bit here.
Yeah, that makes sense. I didn't notice that the whole group is actually very heavy.
Yeah.
The white's group. Is it the extra key?
I'm not sure. I don't think the white played the white.
No,
I think white
white
has to
extend, right. Okay,
Um,
black needs to connect, right? Yeah. And turn on top.
And so now after the cuts, though, it looks like
Mm.
white's going to be able to get this move on the outside.
Yeah. So this variation is pretty straightforward right now. Well, first reaction, how do you feel?
It's very ugly shaped by black, but also because this black stone is at Q10, it's really reducing the effectiveness of these white stones. So it seems pretty playable for black, I think, but maybe I'm mistaken.
I agree.
Yeah.
My first reaction is, and I like actually black better in this position. So first, when I looking at the Atari, I feel like, wow, that's a really aggressive move, but actually it turned out very good for black.
Yeah.
So
this is all pretty straightforward, and although white does get this nice endgame move here as well.
Yeah. Okay. Then, yeah, white has to play the slide.
Yeah, I think black playing here afterwards would be, if white played away, I think black playing here afterwards would be quite painful.
That's a very comfortable shape for black. Okay, slide. No. Okay. Oh, so
black, and then black ignored the Satari. So this is quite a large move because it allows white to get up on the third line and also prevents black from extending on the fourth line and making a quite a nice territory. So this is quite a large move here.
Is there any Aji on the side? I feel like white is still not completely alive. So later on, the peep, right? So later on, black can still steal the eye space. Okay, but black doesn't have to do it immediately.
Yeah. And I think probably because of these three white stones, it's probably not going to be terribly difficult for white to live here. And white could also get additional forcing moves if it needs to live as well. Right. So probably not something you'll see right now, I would imagine. But
in the later game,
just capturing this one stone is going to be quite large too.
Okay, and then the left side is pretty empty. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Pretty
straightforward. Sometimes you'll see black answer in this way, and then white will get to cut on the outside. So this is another variation, but it looks like black chose a kind of simple variation here. The turret on the outside, white connects.
And also the side, the direction. So if black go back, I don't know if all of the audience already know this, just like maybe we can just show them very simple variation here. So Michael just mentioned the follow-up move in this Joseki is the cut, and the black will Atari here. Black actually has the two options, either Atari and live in the corner or take the other stone by cutting here. But I don't think in this situation, the direction is very good for black because white already have L17 stone here. It doesn't have a lot of value on the top. But if we look at the bottom area here, I don't know if they can see. I'm pointing the mouse.
Are they able to see our mouse on the screen?
Yes. Oh, okay, perfect. So if we look at the entire potential right here, that's if we compare both sides, of course, the bottom area, it's way bigger than top. Yeah, I think that's the reason why black didn't Hane. Okay, and then that's the actual game.
Black makes the tiger's mouth because there's the cuts on both sides.
Yeah.
White moves here, very common moves, and then white played away.
I'm not sure about this move. It seems odd.
It seems like it's targeting this kind of C11 move later, but it's a little further away.
Yeah.
What would you have played in this situation then?
That's a good question.
I think my first reaction is maybe the knight's move.
The knight's move looks good.
Something like this, and then if black plays here, white can treat these stones very lightly, and doesn't need to spend too much moves. And now white can really make quite a lot of territory with a
Mhm.
move like this, or something along these lines, and really making huge top points.
Yeah,
Um,
I like this variation actually better. And like what you said that the three stones over here is very light and it's not that easy for black to attack. And now after the exchange move on the top, white now has a sente, and then white also can come back to the corner and get some sentes instead of the three stones. Yeah. So the extension move, the reason why I don't like the extension move is because this move really doesn't give white a lot of points. Right? And later on, black can use Descente here and Sente here. And then we can see there's only like a 12.
And of course, there's still reduction moves here, so it's
the-
even less than that. Yeah.
Right. It's really inefficient. Okay.
Let's see how black continued.
Oh, black bumped here. Okay.
Wants to protect the territory here, and it still targets that weakness here as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
An interesting move.
The fight started. Well, that's not really the first fight. They have a small fight in the lower right corner, but I feel like because of this move, the real mid game just started.
And I feel like white has to be very active here because black has very solid territory here, very solid corner territory here.
Yeah.
And this is really white's, obviously we just talked about this is not that large, so this is white's main territory here. So it's possible that just playing very passively at h17 might not give white enough.
No, not at all. Right. Okay. Yeah. So he has to jump out. Okay. I think a black will jump. Oh, he jumped down. Oh my God, that's so aggressive.
Well, it seems it's also because this is kind of because of the aji that's left over here. Moves like K15 become more possible to help with the strength of the stone, I would suspect. So if white were to cap, which I think would be the natural follow-up, there are moves on the inside, such as K15, which would cause a little bit of problems.
Yeah, there's no problem for black to live. The question here is it worth it to take 15 points? Well, let's see what happens after the game.
So rather than jump down, you would have rather just jump up and be safe?
Yeah. Like what we talked about earlier, if it's enough for white to surround the territory on the top, white would just go there directly. Right? But of course, making that exchange move already reduced the potential, the black's potential on the right side. But in a territory perspective, if that's enough for white to surround at the top, and no matter when white will block it, that's always an idea for white. But the reason why white didn't play is because white didn't think that's good enough to have that territory. Okay, it really depends on the player's style. Yeah.
So in this situation, do you think the cap is the natural move? Obviously, the knight's move here also seems quite painful for black because if black were to choose to jump, this seems.
Yeah, and then the connecting corner
move here is quite large as well, and black's really not going to make too much territory. Although I guess this isn't terribly pressing because of that B18 move.
What did white do?
Oh,
okay, white played it.
Sorry.
White peeped. Okay, and then no. Oh, okay.
Well, black can treat this stone lightly.
That's right. Okay, full connect. I don't like those two extreme. I mean the peep and block. I feel like there's no gain for white, but those two moves actually helped the black to get stronger. And now we can see there's some ajis here. No, I don't know if this move works or black actually can play this. If white blocks here, what can it play? There's some cutting point aji here. Okay, and then it's actually black eye, that's sente. Jump. Yeah, I think the knight's move should be better. Instead of peep, the knight's move right here, like this move better.
Yeah, even though we suspect that black will, black will have no trouble living here, I think this is still a nice forcing move a little bit, where it makes B18 much larger, and it is still attacking these two stones.
Yeah. And also with this move and a follow-up move, let's say black live in the corner and the white used the cap, surround the two stones, then somehow black lived. There's no trouble for black to live, but at least the white will get a center in that local area. And as we can see, there's some potential in the center now. Yeah, I think that's a better plan for white. Okay, let's go back.
Towards the main line.
Yeah, with the jump.
The first, as opposed to the cut. The cut was kind of my natural incline, but I guess after black plays here, can sacrifice the stone and jump out. So maybe the peep is good.
Oh, okay. He didn't get.
Seems big.
It is a big move. And so how do you feel about the fight? Seems white kind of like stopped attacking, right?
Well, I don't think there's really much to be gained from attacking for white, right? The only attacking move that white really has is the cut.
The cut and then the connect. So what white gain is only that connecting move, B18.
And as you said before, there's still some interesting cutting points here as well.
Yeah.
So I think black probably still has an advantage because there's very little territory for white here. You know, as we talked, there's a little bit more with this extra stone, but it's still never going to be that much territory.
Right.
Whereas black just has cash in the bottom.
Yeah.
And some territory here as well. So I think this is probably a slightly better game for black.
For sure. And then white
has to come back. Yep.
Right. Okay.
Interesting exchange.
So I think black is trying to fix the cutting point, and before black invests additional move, black wants to use all of the centes here.
Yeah, and just to kind of go over that, if black were to fix the cutting point immediately, and later on black wants to get this move, white may not answer it.
Right.
Whereas if black plays here now, this actually, if white plays away, this actually fixes any cutting, or I guess if white were to cut immediately, this fixes any cutting point because there's going to be a shortage of liquids.
That's right.
So is this where we are in the game, 92? Or?
I think so. That's the main branch.
Okay.
Okay.
92 is the last move for the main branch for game 1. Okay. Just want to make sure. So should we switch to potentially game 2 now while we have a little bit of a lull in game 1?
Sure. We can. Yeah. Let's go to board 1.
Board 2?
Board 2.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's board 2.
A lot more moves have been played.
That's right.
So let's go ahead and take a look at the start of the game. So this is black is Andy Liu, 1-dan professional, and white is Guillaume Fei, 8-dan from Canada. And so
India's playing.
I think they've played a number of times before. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's just go through and see the first couple moves.
Yeah.
All very straightforward.
I think Andy played a rotating 3/4 because he doesn't like to get 3/3 invasion. That's one of the best way to avoid 3/3 invasion.
Yeah. Well, he's told me he plays so much AI that he knows exactly what they're going to do in terms of that type of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's happened once too many.
Oh my God. 2-space pincer.
Yeah.
That's actually the most complicated joseki right now because before AI actually showed up a lot of new josekis, I feel like there's only a few people who play the 2-space low pincer. Is because we didn't actually play a lot of variation the cutting point. But nowadays people just start fight immediately after the 2-space low.
Yeah. And for a while, we really weren't playing too many pincers after the AI. We typically thought that black could just play something like this, like it did in the lower corner, either the knight's move or the Kasumi.
Right.
So we weren't seeing too many pincers, but nowadays they're becoming more popular again.
Yeah.
I think there was like a weird period of pincer, AI, no pincer, and then back again to pincer.
And I think it sometimes it really depends on players' mood. If they feel like, oh, I need to attack today, then they will play more attacking style.
So let's see what happens here.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah, the Kasumi is really complicated. Maybe we shouldn't spend too much time on the joseki. Yeah.
But I think the idea is that both will be able to live here. So
Mhm.
black will make a little bit of territory on the side, white will make a little territory in the corner, black will have a position here, white will position. So there can be 4 groups here at the end of this result.
Mhm.
Um,
And the purpose of the Kasumi is to look for the jump out on the outside. The maybe some our audience will be a little bit surprised with this move because usually white will play the knight's move here to get more additional eye space, and at the same time it takes away black's eye space. But the reason why in this situation white played the Kasumi is because not only this move will give white more eye space by playing the follow-up move here. But more importantly, this move gives white a chance to jump out.
Yep.
So that's the reason. So now white has a tiger's mouth here. But with the knight's move, white is not able to jump out anymore because there's a cutting point right here.
This would be a very good result for black.
Right, let's go back right here. Right. Yeah. Oh, no, that's the branch.
That's the branch.
Yeah. Then black will be in trouble. All right.
So again, there's 4 groups here, 2 of which are perfectly alive, 2 of which are on the outside.
Yeah. Okay.
This feels maybe I'm wrong, but it feels okay for black here. I think black's position on the outside is a little stronger than white's position on the outside, and white only gets about 4 points here, where black actually is making a decent amount of territory.
Yeah.
So maybe to me this feels a little bit better for black, but probably not too different.
It's about even. Yeah, it's black's the corner and black is additional
True.
stone in the beginning, so black should get something more than white. Yeah. All right.
Might be more active and not just play here. I guess the fear of just extending out here is that perhaps
maybe not knight's move. That would be a little too aggressive. Maybe the 2 space jump is good, or a 1 space jump. Yeah.
Because all of these moves here kind of are reducing how much white's actually going to get here because white made all these exchanges.
And also the turn, the B11 is a go day. So if white responds to additional move on the side, it doesn't have a lot of territory. That's why white tanuki'd.
Yeah. Targeting the cut.
Yeah, that's the vital point of the square shape. Yeah, but of course, black is not going to be happy by playing the empty triangle and just to fix the cutting point there, right here, and because the shape is way too ugly. Okay. Oh, sorry, what did I press?
I think you just pressed the wrong line.
Okay.
So black gets this nice. So after black played the knight's move, white also played the knight's move. I think it would be a little unreasonable for white to cut right now. I think that black would be able to get this pincer, and it would be a definite tough shape for white. I think. And all the while, black's making solid territory at the bottom. So white needs to set up for the cut, which is why white chose to play the knight's move here, and it's also reducing how much black's going to get.
Right. Yeah.
So black exchanges.
Oh, that's very. I'm not sure about this move. I think Andy will cut the 3 stones off.
Well, let's see.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's really because I know him for a long time, and we don't play very often nowadays, but we did play a lot of games with before. So I feel like he's more like a cash style player.
Yeah, I've known Andy since 2006, and I think
Oh,
I've probably played more games with him.
Longer than
I probably played more games with him than anyone else, and he's very much cash-oriented player.
Yeah. And this move not only gives black a lot of points there, not a lot, but like a 10, more than 10 points, but also it make black thicker. Like the thickness is very important in the fighting situation.
And even the cut here, it still is a little dangerous for white to play. So it's not immediately going to work. I think black will be able to handle the group either by attaching here or potentially cutting it directly. So I don't think there's really any worry for these 3 stones. And then the other part, that the thickness that you were talking about is, if white doesn't do something here, these 3 stones also come under attack. So this seems like a pretty good result for black.
So that move just feels like white is dancing in the middle of the board. Play the ninth move. Okay.
So white chose to come back here.
All right, continue. Approach.
Okay.
right?
Feels like black is just all cash, and white has
Yeah.
this floating group here that's really not doing much of
Yeah.
anything right now.
Mm. Okay.
Yep,
Mm.
and just taking territory and cash.
Very good move.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess white's trying to build up the center and kind of encourage black to get the side.
Yeah, because white now is kind of in a very awkward situation because we have he has the two space jump on the top with the knight's move right here. If white spend additional move, let's say, I don't know, here to fix all the weaknesses, obviously that's too inefficient.
Yes.
Right. So white has to come up with some plan here.
And so this is also kind of a forcing move on this one stone, and it attacks this stone as well.
But I also don't like this move.
Okay.
This move, first of all, the black's two stones right there, the two stones here, are not strong yet, and the black owes additional move to connect both stones. But after this move, it actually helps black to connect. But more importantly, this move doesn't fix the weakness here at all, right? So it still have a cutting point.
So you would have potentially rather two pincer here?
I'm not sure.
Not sure.
So that's why I was saying white is not in a very awkward situation. And because black could kill the three stones on the left side, so now black is very strong here, and white cannot do that much help by using any sentence there. So if white spent additional stone just to fix the cutting point, then that's obviously not efficient. So no idea what to do. All right.
Let's see how they handle it. So this looks like the game. Okay.
Okay. All right. So white now really needs to have some cash in hand.
Yeah, which is why white chose this variation. Maybe make black a little inefficient here.
I see.
And get that corner territory.
Okay.
To be expected.
Yeah. So the shoulder. Oh. Okay.
I guess the idea is that if white just blocks on the outside, black has enough corner territory to make it worth it, and white will maybe make enough in the center.
Yeah. Okay.
I've never seen this move before.
No, me either.
I think typically we would expect the cut.
Yeah.
If maybe white plays here, but it's.
I probably not block, because if white blocks here, then black will be happy to kill that stone, and that will be a lot better than the actual game. I think Annie is probably afraid of the trade. Not like this. And then I don't know if the ladder works for. Okay, so the ladder works for white. I don't know. So maybe he's worried about this, and I think emotionally he feels he's winning right now, so he doesn't want to cause any trouble or any fight. So he just want to play like more peaceful style and take all the cash away.
Well, I mean, he's also, I think with AI we've learned that bad shape doesn't necessarily mean bad moves, and so even though this is really ugly shape, it might be very efficient for black just to take the cash.
Yeah.
Okay.
Connect. Yeah, it's pretty nice shaping the corner for black. Okay.
Would it have made sense for black to Atari here first?
I think it's similar.
Similar?
Yeah, because after attach, white will have the turn and sentence.
So
it's so B16 and 15, that doesn't have that much difference.
Yeah, and I guess there's still Aji here of black can also play other moves here, which may be better than just pushing at B17.
Yeah.
B16, excuse me.
The jump? Okay. I don't know. So my first reaction is white will have to build something in the center to at least have some balance of the game. But losing another sente here, I don't think there's a way back. Black would do something in the center, I guess. After black jumps out, let's say black play here, and now the weakness is becoming more severe.
Yeah.
Is that the actually?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
You got the move.
Okay.
So white's trying to fix that weakness that we were talking about. Black blocks, of course.
Yeah.
Trying to just eke out a couple extra. So I think the intention is to eke out a couple extra moves here before white comes and blocks and protects the cutting points, right?
Yeah. So that move is actually aiming the cut
Mhm.
as well. All right. Okay. Normal.
And then white comes back and
Okay,
fixes the
that
cut.
has to come back. Okay, but still the shape is very.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah. So what's gonna happen? So black will still have some P
Mhm.
like centers on the top. So white will go here, and then the two stones can still be cut off.
Mhm.
Okay, let's go back. Oh, he actually peeped.
Yep. And then white pushed
I
through.
know him so well.
Or maybe you're both just too strong and you play all the good moves.
Yeah, maybe. Thank you. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So I guess white felt that if it just played the natural move at S17, it didn't have enough. So trying to get the side territory.
All right. Okay, what's
And then white come back here. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's gonna be very hard for white to really make
To
this
get some
center.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. The only idea that white could win is by getting this whole thing. But
I feel like black maybe should Atari here first. Is white going to connect? He has to connect, right? Otherwise, black doesn't have to play C13 here. But after that exchange move, it gives black a center. I think he should connect. He should Atari. Okay, maybe he plays too fast. Because I think
it
they're
seems
all
natural, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Because if white, I guess the idea being that if white comes back and plays here, then black gets to jump and there's no territory here. And if obviously if you change the order slightly and you play here, white jumps, and now black plays here, white will sacrifice the stone.
Right.
So the timing here is very important.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trying to break through.
Okay. Hold on. What happened? I was reading whether there's an
There's a
Aji
cut
here.
there, yeah.
Okay. So I think temporarily it's okay for white because white has the center and 05. So the cutting point right now doesn't work for black. All right. So this is what happened. Yeah. So the Atari is what do you say? You play too fast without thinking. Impulsive move. Do you call that?
Impulsive? Yes. I think that's a good word to describe Andy. Yes.
Yeah, impulsive move. That's too fast. Black should definitely Atari here first. Okay. All right. Continue. That's the game. I think the Yung Fei style is more peaceful or more attacking.
I played one game against Face.
I really remember if I played him or not. Probably not. I've never played him. Okay. The reason why I'm asking is because usually if for any attacking style players with the elephant jump, the first reaction is to cut.
Yeah.
Right, but he chose to block. Oh, okay. Return. Okay. So the clam doesn't work. Does that work? I don't know.
Black level the high here and then.
It's maybe okay. So it's very extreme move. Probably not okay for black for white.
So it seems tough to kill.
Too extreme. Okay. But if white doesn't kill the 3 stones, and white lost turn on top again. Okay. Oh, okay.
So go on either side, basically.
So I think okay.
Would you have just Atari or you connect or?
I think a connector might be enough. So if white connects here, black can make Van Boucher. And there's still Aji here.
Mhm.
I don't think a white can afford to kill this whole group by letting black get out.
Mhm.
Right? There's a lot of Aji on the top as well, and this stone is not safe.
Well, so I guess the natural follow-up. Oops. Oh, sorry about that. After black plays here, white would play here,
Mhm.
and we suspect that black would be able to live with the move of white.
At least there's a code, but that's a free code for black.
Mhm.
Hane. So even though what if black loses the code, black won't lose that much
Mhm.
territory, only 1 or 2 stones.
Yep.
But if white loses that code, then black will be alive.
Yeah.
So all of the exchange moves in this local area will be the local code threats for black.
Whereas white has to actually find code threats, which I don't know.
There are
if there's
not
really
many.
any.
Mm,
maybe
yeah,
this.
yeah, this,
Or maybe
it
the push
descend.
is a little better. But
Descend.
descend. Okay. But yeah, so any looks like the
White wins.
white one.
White one. Yes, white one.
Oh wow. Maybe I must
Okay.
have messed up a little bit.
Let's see.
So right here. Okay. So white's gonna let black live. And just take the center territory.
Maybe we should do the positional judgment first, like count the board and see, because we're just using our like reaction,
yeah.
intuition to analyze the game so far. All right, so black has about 10 points in the lower right corner. 15 on the right side, so 25. Around 25 on the left, so 50, 60 points on the board. White, for black. And white has a 5 points. Let's not count the middle yet. So 5 points, 15 points in the top right corner, maybe more, more than 20 points. So black has 60 points, white has 20 points.
Plus coming, so
that's
so about 25, 30, somewhere in that range.
Let's count at 30. So white has to get 30 points in the middle without letting black gain any points in order to win. I think that's tough.
It's tough for black. I mean,
for white.
For white.
Yeah, because just by adding, so for example, the Atari is black cente, right? So let's just assume we're playing that. Yeah, it's a simple variation. And then jump is cente, and jump is cente. And then I don't know the clamp or what work. Let's say we're not playing clamp. Just play the most simple variation here.
Oh, well, you have to. I guess there's a little bit of Aji here.
Right. There's some cutting points. Yeah. Okay, but capturing on the left side already helped black gain a few more points already, and on the top there are a few more points. So let's count how many territory white has in the middle. So that's 10, 22, 32, 33, around 33. But black also gained some points, and black has a cente right now. And plus, there's also Aji right here. So it should be close, but I think black should has a slight ahead. It's a little slightly ahead.
So I know we were saying most of the game that we thought black was generally making the better of the exchanges. Where do you think black, or maybe we were not estimating the score as well when we were saying black felt better, but white was doing okay too. Do we think that black was just not aggressive enough in trying to destroy the center?
I think I'm still thinking about the moves on the left side. I do think black was winning all the time until the wedge and the cut. The black spent one move here, another move here, so 2 moves. But black didn't gain a lot of territory on the left side, even after white plays a tiger smell, that's only like 10, around 10 to 15 points. But eventually white got on L16 stones, and S17, that's already more than 15 points already. And any mistake by Atari that stone and lost a cente.
I think we changed the order slightly.
Oh, sorry.
Yep.
Okay. So that's my move, I think.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
we,
Yeah,
so
so
white
that's
did,
the
so black did
extra
Atari,
game.
and of course black, but white's gonna surround on the outside this time. Similar to what we were showing, just
Yeah.
very, very kind of passive. That's a forcing move. So black plays here, white backs off. Next, white comes back and plays here. So because black hasn't really gained too much in territory except for these points here, it seems like. Okay, white's right. Black's right here. Oh. It seems not small.
Yeah, but the cap on top is
Oh,
also very,
yeah.
it's very big too.
White blocks.
So right now it should be very close. What happened? Okay, black captured and white peak and black Tanuki.
Well, black played the yeah.
Okay. I think black should connect right now.
Connect at F8 or F10 or E10.
Disconnect.
F7.
Because cut doesn't work for white. Oh, it actually works for white. But with the connecting, this whole group right here is not 100% alive yet. And these are all the senteis. Or maybe black can play the knights.
Move directly.
I'm not sure. But white has to attach. Okay, maybe not right now.
Well, at the very least, black can get this moving for Sente.
Right. And
White's forced to
then
connect.
white will have to go here. And then there's still a cutting point. Yeah, so black should definitely connect here. Then black still have a chance to attack this entire dragon. All right, let's go back to the actual game. This is what happened. Oh no, that's my move right here. He connected. Yeah, see, now, as we can see, if we use the stone at E10 instead of at F7, the F7 will give black more profit because this move will help black attacking the entire dragon there. Okay. Yeah, so this move doesn't have a lot of value. It only has a few points. All right.
So that's quite. This feels like a move that black should have gotten in early on.
Yeah.
Because it's just a completely Sente move for both sides, or for black. Right?
Okay.
Just kind of Indian moves here. I guess during this, really, black didn't get many points at all. Black pushed in here, but white's territory only expanded.
Yeah, so white, because of the cut, white fixed the cutting point by Sente without spending any additional moves.
Yeah, because we didn't, when we were originally counting, we didn't count this as white's territory.
And also with that exchanging of the connect, I think the white gets more profit. Why does black have? Okay, and I mean it's a little while ago, but does black need to respond that move? Kick? Oh yeah. Otherwise, the two stones are connected.
It also makes it so that move no longer becomes Sente.
Yeah. Okay. So that's okay. Yeah. So black should at least connect here first. In a way, white cannot go here because there are too many cutting points. White has to go here. And then black comes back to connect here, and this entire dragon is still in trouble. All right, let's go back to the actual game. A little bit further. Okay. Yeah, so white now get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12. Additional 12 points for the dragon. So black.
And the only thing black really got was maybe a couple extra points here, and these two pushes in. Everything else was pretty much as we had it.
Yeah. So if white gets 30 points in the center, more than 30 points, then the white will definitely win.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 10, 15, 25, 30, 35, 40. Now it's at 40 points. How much did black lose, or how much did white win? Let's see. These are the normal end game. Okay. All right. Maybe we just directly jump to the end and see the result. These are just the small end game moves.
So, score. So it looks like white won by 3 points.
Oh, 3 points.
Or two, I guess 2.5 or 3.
Yeah, 2.5.
Hard to see from this.
Okay.
So kind of going back a little bit before we jump to the next game, the kind of key point here was this Atari. This side of the board over here, I think, when black these exchanges here,
a little bit further.
These wedges, right?
Yeah, wedge and cut. Because white is pretty light. The 3 stones are really light, and the top area is very empty.
Yeah. So after black plays here, white plays here, black needs to get this cut in.
Definitely.
White takes, or white connects, black plays here. And again, if we see the same variation, this is going to be a very good result for black.
Black hinges are Atari.
Yeah, Atari kill. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's. Should we jump to the game 3?
Sure.
Yeah, and then maybe after we'll take a break, and maybe after this game and come back to the other rounds.
Okay, sounds good.
So jumping to board 3 now.
Oh my God. So
very
board
slow.
2 already finished.
Board's very slow.
How many moves did they play?
This is 65 moves in about 2 hours.
2 hours already. That's the board 3, right?
Yep.
Okay. I know Alex is kind of a slow player.
Is he? Okay.
How about Matthew?
I've never played Matthew, so I'm not sure how fast or how quick he is. But I looked at the game, and it seemed like he was using his time for it.
Oh, okay, I see.
But I assume you'll know Alex quite well, as Ryan teaches him regularly, right?
Yeah. He's very aggressive style. Every time he wants to kill something. So that's why his written skill is pretty good.
And for those of you who don't know, Alex is just became the 6th American professional, 5th or 6th American professional.
Yes. 7th
American professional. And Matthew Brawl is a very strong 7 dan as well, so it should be a very good game.
And Alex, I don't know if you know, Alex actually is the youngest professional, North American professional.
Very nice.
Yeah, he's only 14 years old. Yeah.
So
Okay.
Alex is taking black, and Matthew is taking white in this game.
Yeah. Whenever you hate to get 3-3 invasion by your opponent, just play rotary.
Yeah, it seems like they both did not want to deal with this game.
So Alex is playing black. Very interesting. I'm not sure about the 3-3. Sorry, the 3-space extension there.
This extension here to 017.
Yeah.
You think you would have done maybe N17 a little bit safer?
Unless white has some plan after the invasion, but it seems not.
It seems with this type of shape, the normal move would be something in this direction, right? You wouldn't necessarily be doing it from the 017 direction, right? Because I think the kind of normal moves that you'd see here would be something like this. But when you already have this stone here, black is going to be quite happy to get the torn territory.
Right. I thought white is going to do something by playing the 3-3 invasion later.
R17, you think?
Yeah, but
something like that.
Yeah, but playing the 3/3 invasion in this early stage is not actually very good for white.
Yep.
But the one space extension is a little
weird.
Too passive.
I would have expected either a jump, either at O15 or at K15, are kind of the natural responses I would expect.
Maybe attach. White
Attach.
still have to take care of both stones.
Attach underneath.
Yeah, attach underneath. Because white doesn't really want to have a trade by taking the corner and give up the 2 stones on the outside.
Do you think this would be a little slow right now?
I don't see any good other good plans for white. Because when white played the 3 space extension there, obviously white is not afraid of the invasion. But if white just simply give up the stone here, and then what's the point of playing the 3 space?
Sure.
Right, 3 space extension there. Okay, maybe he's thinking I have this corner 3/3 invasion anyway, so even though black kill my stone, that's okay. That's my
There's
guess.
still a lot of Aji left over. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so white still wants a 3/3 invasion. Okay.
Maybe that's a little too late.
The white invasion is too late?
Yeah.
You think the profit that black has gotten by capturing the stone is enough?
It feels like there's one move behind. Because usually when you play this 3/3 invasion, you want to get the entire corner. And you want to get the second line center here, and then you'll be able to jump out. But after black has the stone on the top here in the actual game, black wouldn't play the extend and give you the center anymore. So in that situation, can I go back? Yeah, in this situation, white won't have Q18 center anymore.
Do you think maybe the K15 move could have been played at the 3/3 as a probe? See how black responds, or do you think it's too aggressive at this point?
No, because the 2 stones on the left side is still very weak. So I don't think white should have the trade take the corner and give up the outside. Yeah, but after attach, I think the white should just after attach here, white should just take the stone and give the corner to black. That seems fair. Even though the K16 stones look over concentrated, but at least the white gets some points on the top, and both groups are safe now.
Yeah, this seems like a good line. Yeah, it just seems so painful to live in this corner.
Because if we compare the both territory, white gains and white takes away, because in the previous example we showed white take the stones and white will get some territory on the top and give black's corner. So black would have about 12 points. And now in this situation, both the players have, say, similar amount of territory here, but white lost about 12 points and then took away 12 points from black. So in territory perspective, it's about similar. But right now, the 3 stones are not safe. Yeah, so that's the main issue.
And the other part is, this is not locally alive shape. If there's a stone in this area, there's that T17 weakness that it's going to, or just playing.
Yeah.
This R19, I guess, is a little bit better rather than T17. So if black ever gets a move on the outside, this group now needs to add an extra move in order to live. Or whether it's
peep. Right.
So black would need an extra move in order to live here. So this is actually very thick shape for black, even though it seems like it's just 2 stones here. Any moves here become immediate sensei. So this is very strong position for black.
Yeah, that's right. I think the black is leading in the opening. I like black, at least.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
That makes sense. But it seems like white's very busy.
All right.
Solid move.
Attach. Okay, look for more eye space there. Oh.
So it seems like black's just trying to simplify the game to a certain degree.
Yeah. Um, I feel like black is pretty comfortable with capturing the stone, and then because locally this whole group is very heavy, the white group, and then black has no problem at all. And now if we look at the whole board, white has a 3 weak groups on the board.
Yeah, and it's also worth noting that capturing the stone is not even an eye because black can play here later on. After the shape is developed a little bit, this will take away the white eye here.
Yeah.
So even though it looks like white's probably somewhat strong here, I think actually it's kind of in a precarious position.
Okay, that's good. Yeah. White needs to take care of one group at least. Okay.
So again, just attacking while making more territory at the top and keeping these two groups separate. This is a really nice attack by black. White jumps.
That's good.
And this is good timing to Tanuki because it's hard to figure out what the best way to attack here is. So let's maybe see how the board develops first, right?
Yeah, and also by playing that exchange move here already separated both groups, and then see usually when you don't have a good plan to continue to fight, you can just temporarily stop and look for some more moves. And after there are more moves, then you can have another precision judgment and make decision in which direction you should attack.
Interesting. I guess the black thought it was so strong here that it doesn't have to worry about these stones. I would rather create more weak groups for white.
Yeah, and also it's kind of painful for black to connect at F3, as the whole group will be very very heavy.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Good.
And now if black ever gets connected, it's not nearly as problematic. Because black's able to make a really nice situation where if black does connect, black can fight and try to kill the stone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Continue.
But I think this is, maybe white's only way to really do anything because we saw that black has more territory.
Yeah.
And so white needs to be more aggressive.
Yeah, that's also the reason why white's invested a lot of moves on the fifth line to give territory for black. If white doesn't gain anything, then the 4 moves on the top will just be waste of moves.
Yeah. Yeah. They would be giving too much profit without enough gain. So this is the only way that white can consider playing.
Right.
So black plays here. White has to block. It seems like black should be able to live here without too much issue. There's a lot of cuts on the outside. I'm not sure how white will really be able to handle this. So it looks like this is actually where we are.
Okay. Yeah.
But I think at this point, as long as this black group lives, I don't really see a way for white to come back.
Yeah, and the trouble here is I don't think white is even able to hane because black will have the cut here. So there are so many Atari moves and cutting points on the top. White is not able to break through, and if the hane doesn't work here, then
black just
black
takes territory. If the hane doesn't work, black just
black will get more territory than white. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if white fixes here and then black plays here, this is just territory.
That's right. And the white only has a little bit of territory on the board.
Yeah, I guess this would probably be something along these lines to actually get a little territory, but it's not that big for black. And white still has a weak group at the top as well. And there's still cutting points here too. It's going to be a tough game for white, I suspect.
Yeah. They played a couple more. Oh, no, that's the move I just showed, right?
Oh, it looks like this is the game.
That's the game? Oh, no. That's the move I showed.
So let me think of. Yeah, so this is where we are in the game.
Okay. All right.
So let's maybe we'll take a couple-minute break and come back in 5-10 minutes, and we'll finish up reviewing the games.
All right, sounds good.
All right, we'll catch you guys in a few minutes.
See you later.
Bye. Hi everyone, this is Michael Fodera again, 5 Don. I'm here with Stephanie Yin, 1 Don Professional, and we also have another guest who just joined us, Michael Chen.
Hello, guys.
He is in the Masters tournament. We're actually about to review his game, so hopefully we can get some commentary for him, see what his thoughts were as he was playing. So Mike was playing white, and his opponent Xiaodi Huang was playing black.
Yep.
So let's take a look at the game.
Okay. 3-3 again. There we go.
They were okay with the 3-3s here. Yeah.
Okay.
And have you played Xiaodi before?
I have not. First time I have met her. She is extremely good at the game. Hello, guys. Twitch. This is ZChenMike. Haven't streamed in a while. ZChen Pup is doing well. So,
Good.
sorry, guys. Go ahead.
And then a two-space pincer becomes very popular.
Yep.
Yeah. Things you can see 3-3, two-space pincer in any game.
This all seems pretty straightforward, and the direction makes sense here because you want to make use of this stone. So rather than rather than play here where the stone is low here and have white connect, this would probably be maybe an incorrect variation because the stones are so low on the side and it wouldn't work well with these stones at R8.
Yeah.
So the direction of playing here was quite good.
How do you feel as white?
Oh, I was expecting P17 to be at S17 as that would be like the new AI Josakis. But I'm not familiar with this. That's why when black blocked
Oh, is it?
at the R16 side, I
Sorry,
immediately
go.
started feeling lightheaded, guys.
Yeah.
I think white should connect now for some reason, but
Connect here.
I'm not exactly sure about this just like that. Anyway, yeah, it's the AI revolution, guys.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah. So anyway, this is a slightly older one. Generally, it's sort of as slightly good for white.
Yeah,
locally.
agree. Yeah.
However, if you just change P17 to S17, then everything is okay. So
If you change P17 to okay, so the
yes,
result's
yes.
even for both sides.
now I felt a little bit better.
Mhm.
But I know this is just a mirage. It's a directional play by black, and
Mhm.
I know he's got some stuff lined up for me. So
Yeah. So locally, this just like is it's actually better for weight, and it's because of the shape, the empty triangle. So like Michael said, if P17 the wedge would be S17, the whole situation will be a lot better. And even though after white, black captured the stones and the R14, and because white has the Han and the second line, the territory is not that much right here, the S16. Right?
Yeah,
Okay.
and you're talking about
Mhm.
you're talking about this Hane here.
Yeah.
Black block, white connect,
Mhm.
black plays here.
Mhm.
We're probably more likely to
That
play
makes
here.
sense.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And there's still, of course, weaknesses on the outside as well. So
That's
this
right.
becomes quite small, and white's territory is only going to be able to grow.
Yeah. Okay. That's Roman.
That's
Misclick.
Yep. Okay.
All right. Oh,
Interesting. To Tanuki. So the Tanuki now, you didn't want to. I guess the thought was that it wouldn't necessarily work if you play here directly.
you guys want my thoughts?
Yeah, of course.
You want the long version or the short version, guys?
it's
I'll
up to
give you
you.
guys the long version first.
We're getting the exclusive here.
First time I have met my opponent, and once she blocked at R16 that side, because if she had chosen the P17 R16 original variation, it would be slightly better locally for black, but directionally good for white. She chose the thing that's locally good for me, but directionally good for her. So I immediately got this impression that she is. I will need you guys to translate here. 狠人, she's like 人狠话不多, that type of person. Chat knows what I'm talking about.
Means that she's a strong player.
Okay.
Yeah.
She goes after your stones.
Okay.
If you connect at S3, I know that she is definitely not blocking at S4 or blocking at Q5, letting me live in a small corner. I am sure that he is trying to capture the corner. So I was not ready to defend the corner. It was not immediately clear to me how I'm gonna live. So before I start losing more and more stones, I gotta take control of the situation.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
So you're playing a mentally strategy here.
Absolutely. You guys will see. You guys will see.
But I think locally it's fine, right? Can she really kill you?
You guys will see. Continue to play it.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
It will happen.
Okay. So immediately after. Okay.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Sorry,
Oh, yeah.
So shape move, obviously this seems good, but because the Atari becomes Sente, is this what you want? I guess it's because you don't want something like this to happen, where there's the cut here, where the stone playing the diagonal, the cut becomes less problematic.
I think it's just because R1 doesn't help white that much, but the tiger's mouth will help the left side a lot. So that's why black chose the tiger's mouth instead. Okay.
Just one thought.
I think that's a mistake.
Yeah.
Because black now has a Hane, so you should have blocked first.
Right.
So
exactly.
you made a mistake first.
Of course. I did not know.
I think she caught you on it, right?
Yeah, she got you.
Oh yes, definitely. That's why I did not see a clear way to live. That's why I hesitated to make these exchanges. I was educated. But this did confirm my read on my
Your suspicion,
opponent.
yeah.
She's a super aggressive, 很人. Chat, you guys will know what I'm talking about.
I mean, I feel like you're also equally aggressive to a certain degree.
Yeah.
No. Okay. So I'm trying to be a old wily fox here.
Okay.
So
The stalwart of the community.
I have basically lost the corner, right?
Mhm.
So there's some aji with S6 and then connecting Yusente. But then P5 Yusente also, so
Mhm.
there's some aji there, so it's a good time to
Test the waters, maybe.
test the other side. And so
Mhm.
if she harness on the inside now, at R12, I would cross cut and then I'd lose some stones and destroy the moyo. And
So you're saying if she harness here, you would be able to make something out of this, is what you're saying. So she has to harness on the outside.
Okay.
So this is what I was trying to do, called 挑衅. Please help me translate. Twitch chat, help me. Mike, help me translate. 挑衅.
Intentionally try to start a fight. Is that?
Yeah, so provoking.
Provoking.
Oh, provoking,
I'm,
yes.
provoking black into trying to capture some stones that are too small.
Okay.
And I was punished, of course.
Then how did you kill the corner? How did you kill the dragon at the end?
Well, it's a long story.
We'll have to get to that. But
Okay.
So right now,
so White's treating all of these stones
this-
as very lightly.
This double hane was a very punishing move by black. I ended up sacrificing a lot of stuff here.
Mhm. And she came back in here. Yep.
If I Atari that 14 now, because she is such a 狠人, guys, I thought she would play M14 and then
Feels
do the
like
wedge.
The half of the board weighs dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I chickened out of attacking Atari
Just played here.
at the 014,
Mhm.
and she got it.
Okay.
There's not too much. I guess there's a little bit of Aji here with maybe a shortage of liberties, but it doesn't seem too problematic right now. Yeah. After
Yeah.
this, it seems like black.
And black is an eye, so
Yeah.
it shouldn't be a problem for black.
Yeah, this is a huge move, so it's very hard to resist the temptation of the territory.
Mhm.
This is your strategy, are you? So you're giving up all of your stones in the beginning, and then to show, oh, actually, I'm not that strong. And you're just
Lull her into a false sense of security.
and you're just
No,
catching
it's,
back little by little.
I was punished for my provoking behavior, but I wasn't knocked out, so that's it.
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, definitely some losses here, but you still have some position on the board, so it's playable.
Oh, yeah.
Like this, yeah.
Okay.
Black attaches it.
Yeah.
It feels like black's trying to simplify the game, perhaps, and
Mhm.
not let white get too much of an attack.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mm.
Mhm. Yeah, I think had black played, kind of the normal way here,
Mhm.
this would have been a nice result for white.
Right. Yeah.
So maybe something new here.
Right. So black has to capture that.
Yeah.
That's done.
So black blocking here, I think is necessary.
Mhm.
How interesting, as opposed to the connect.
Mhm. Yeah. I don't think it's necessary to start a fight here.
With the capture at F19, you think?
I mean the Blackstone. I was thinking, so black has another option. It's just the Tanuki at this point.
Mhm.
Black doesn't have to do anything. If we look at the whole board, I feel like black now is having more territory.
Mhm.
So is it necessary to start a fight, especially in the area white has more stones?
Sure.
Yeah. So I was also looking at the reason why I wasn't talking is because I was thinking about this attach. I don't think it's necessary to make those exchange moves unless black was planning to Tanuki, because if black wants to protect the stones, and then those two moves are not necessary.
Mhm.
But it is very attempting to play this move.
Sure.
So if black plays this move, what are you going to do?
I was very afraid of this one.
Yeah.
But,
So if I were black, I would definitely take this move.
Yeah, but I did lose a lot of stones. It's okay to play safe as well. So I don't really fault my opponent here. 狠人 when they do this, they're also on top of threats to themselves. So.
But it feels like by making those two exchange moves, it actually help white surround on the top. So without those two exchange moves, white doesn't have a very good enclosure move on top.
Because black could always play at that
Yeah.
D7 later to get the eye shape it needs.
That's right. But this is really big. I would definitely take this move. Okay. All right. And I don't think the Atari is necessary.
And so you would play away perhaps H3 feels like a natural move because it's
okay. It really depends on how much territory black has already on the board. Did you count the board, Michael?
I thought about 50 points on the right side.
On the right side? Okay, then there are
60 points total.
60 point total. And how much territory do you think you have on the top?
If white gets to capture at F19 in Sente, 35 to 40.
40 points.
30 points of territory with 15 points of potential, so 40 points or so.
Okay, 40 points.
As you guys can see, I didn't feel so bad here.
Okay. All right. He captured. Yeah, it's like if we do the reverse order, it's like this. Let me go back. Like it's normal to Atari this stone and white captures here. So is it really necessary to cut here immediately? Right. So if we do the reverse order, that's exactly what happened in the actual game. So that's why I was thinking about Atari. There is an odds here, but the question here is: should black do the cutting point immediately, right now or later? But Mike already said he doesn't feel white is losing, so maybe black doesn't feel he or she's winning. So that's okay. Let's go back to the actual game. All right, that's my marriage, right? Okay. All right, so now it becomes more complicated. Okay.
And just sacrifice the stones too.
The D12 exchange was made before the capture of the stones. White played the D12. You know.
There was a slightly wrong order.
Yeah, that's why I was very confusing. Why didn't black push and cut?
Yeah, they'll fix it. Don't worry. They'll fix it later.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, see?
Okay.
So that happened.
But in the actual game, white played a bump first.
Yes.
Okay.
Right after black played G10, I felt very, very good. Before that, I felt the game was very, I had to really fight hard for the game. But after G10, I felt really good. I'm not sure why. I think it's because after G10, black still has cutting points on the outside. So after black played, it felt like I had some resources in the center.
Yeah.
Whereas before G10 was played, I felt like I didn't have anything in the center. So. The positional judgment is always important. So if we look at back, what actually happened? Black played a couple of stones after the cutting point here, and black didn't get anything. Black just played the 3 stones here. If black wants to have some stones in this area, black could have just played a 1 move here without giving up all the stones and all the sacrifice. So that's why in this fight, the result is good for white. Okay.
Yeah, that's and this may have a little bit of influence on these 2 stones as well. So this is a really nice move both for protecting territory and also for potentially reducing something in black here. Okay. Oh wow.
Oh. Okay.
So,
yeah.
It's also Sente.
Any comments, Michael?
Oh yeah. So M3, you guys will notice it's only a small knight's move, relatively conservative, right?
Yep.
I feel relatively good now because I feel there's cuts in the middle. So if black protects the cuts in the middle, I will surround one more time my big territory, and the game would be good. I do have some Agi on the left side.
You do, right.
but I felt that was okay. It sort of like a trap I was setting.
Yeah, and you're also to break in quite nicely and reduce this down from maybe an extra 5
Yeah,
points.
I
So.
reduced that a little. And you'll see O5 would help the middle fight somehow. It looks like it could help now,
Mhm.
but then later it will really help.
So black plays at N2.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a maybe more active way than just protecting here. It's also gives
By
you
making more eye space.
more eye space, and so you don't need to worry about the cut. White plays here, very big.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then they always strike at you, so yeah. Very,
Very aggressive fight here.
Oh, wow.
This looks very interesting. So you target on the outside, yeah. Connected. And so you have to cut. Oh, okay. You didn't cut directly. You made the
Yeah,
the first
I
one.
think he's trying to create another cutting point here. Yeah. I feel black is in trouble.
Because white could always come back.
Why
and
do
go
we
through
have
at
to
any time,
play
yeah.
that intense game? Can we just play a little bit more peaceful? All right, saving those two stones, is that really necessary? I mean, okay, but it really depends on player style.
Mhm.
So I'm more like, sometimes I'm very aggressive, but I feel like I'm more, even though a lot of people said I'm a attacking style, but I still feel like I'm more toward to territorial side. So if we look at this whole situation, unless black can really kill white,
Mhm.
otherwise what black gains is only two stones. That's 4 points, and there are a lot of moves that are bigger than 4 points. Do you agree?
Yes, I think to keep the balance of territory, the H3 invasion is a must-have. If you just try to reduce the bottom at like H5 or something,
Yeah.
I would be very happy to surround a little bit less,
Mhm.
and it would be okay. So I think my opponent was very pressured at the time, at this time,
Oh,
in
I
terms of
see.
the board positioning. By the way, guys, because of how afraid of my opponent I am, if she had pushed that E13 first,
E13.
yeah,
Yeah.
the
This one?
ordering,
Yeah.
and I would connect, and then
This way?
no,
No,
the
the other way, the
yeah,
other
yeah,
way.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then if you turned and Atari now, I was planning to
To sacrifice
connect
the 3
out.
stones, yeah.
So what's the difference?
There's no difference. I'm just a little bit afraid of my opponent. So she played the right way in the actual game to get this actual
That's
big fight.
wrong, yeah, line. Yeah.
So she really got the fight that she wanted. So
But I think that's too risky. Do you agree?
yeah, I would be very happy if my opponent was more passive and then I could just surround more territory. But yeah,
of course, they
sadly
cut
that doesn't.
Yeah, maybe it's because you're also aggressive.
Yes, I'm aggressive in the other way. I take the territory. I'm territory aggressive, and then I get defensive. So and then if I die, I die. You guys know
If
me.
you die, you die.
Twitch
But
chat.
you lived a good life.
Yeah. 80% dead. 20%.
So now it's a race between capturing these 4 stones before these die.
But
Well, I guess
there's
there's a cut too.
But there's a net. Is there a net?
I don't think
It doesn't work?
it shouldn't work
Oh,
quite
it
yet.
doesn't work. Okay.
Then push out.
Okay.
Yeah, I felt bad for my opponent here because of the way the territory structure was. Black didn't gain much after the top right side, so the pressure on the territory made her very have to be aggressive, and she knows. She knows.
This is a tough fight to win for
She knows it's
black because there's so many code threats here, so many local code threats.
Okay. It's very complicated.
Yeah.
I know, I'm an idiot. Show me how to shut it down. Show me how to shut down the game.
And this is, I mean,
No rush. Just sit there.
yeah. There's also moves here that could be annoying. This just seems really tough for black.
Black only has 3 liberties. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Oh, well. seems so unlikely that I will try.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question. So when you're in this kind of situation, do you calculate all of the variations?
I don't do much reading, as Twitch chat
Okay.
knows. Twitch chat knows, you guys. I don't do much reading, but this kind of reading I can do. I have 4 liberties, and I thought it was a 70-30 chance that I can get black down to 3 liberties. And then the worst that could happen is I can't, and then I have a code with 4 liberties. So I counted that as 5 liberties. So worst case was because I already secured the bottom side territory, I could use S4 and then S6
As co-threads?
yeah, as co-threads. So I was pretty comfortable here and really enjoying this. Yeah. Yeah, in hindsight, I don't think there was a way for black to secure 4 liberties on both groups.
So where do you, so obviously we can play it to the end because we're so close, but
Yeah, L12 was very almost.
yeah, so very clear now, 3 liberties to 1, 2, 3, 4, and with the code of course as well. And black can can easily sacrifice some stones here as well. So definitely game over for black. But so going back a little bit, where do we think black went wrong in this fight then? Do we think that just starting the fight was maybe a little too aggressive?
First of all, I think the cutting point is not necessary in the very beginning. Right here, F16. If black just want to do some reduction moves, then black could have just played a G12. We'll give this similar result.
All the way back here.
All the way back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if black just want to do some reduction move, black could have placed some moves around this area, right? And then white eventually will have to, if you capture here, white eventually have to fix the cutting point. And then there's still some agis on the right side. So it's not necessary. In my opinion, I don't think it's necessary to start a fight immediately. But like what are we talking about? It really depends on the player's style. Some people feel comfortable to cut there and start a fight. So I think that's something that I would do to play the reduction move. Or I would do something in this area first. To do some preparation work before I cut. And second, after that, not this, actually. Let's go back. The cutting point at the end.
Is this got out of order?
It's.
There was a move or two here that got out of order at the end.
Oh, okay. So I'm thinking maybe black should turn. Is it the order correct?
Yes.
Up to this point?
Yes.
So if black turn here, are you going to try to kill it? By playing some moves like this?
Yeah, I was thinking about it, but mostly I was thinking about how to defend my group on the left side. As long as my group is safe, I was relatively comfortable with the game as of this point.
Okay, all right.
I was afraid of black Atari at G17 first. I was planning to connect.
G17.
Before these exchanges.
Oh, before exchanges. Oh, okay.
So at this point, you mean?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Yeah.
But I wasn't really afraid of that.
Okay.
And anyway, yeah.
Annoyance more so.
Yeah, this part of the board is white's strongest part of the board. So I was happy to be playing around this area and as many moves as possible. I actually felt a little bit disappointed when she gave up the 2 stones, and then, because then my sickness is now just territory, and there's no more uses for it. So. But I did surround a lot of territories.
Okay.
Congratulations on your win. Very impressive stuff.
Yeah, and after this, I think now it becomes more even game, and then this cut. Unless Blanca feels she's a little behind, otherwise it's.
I'm sure she felt that.
She feel that? Okay. So she has the 50 points on the right side, and then 5 points on the top. About 65 points. Would you agree with that? 65 points over black, or less than
Yes.
65? So you said a 50 points on the right side, right? 55, 57. Okay, maybe 60, more than 60 points for black. And now you have,
Yeah, if I have 40
Okay.
points on the top side
Yeah,
and 40 on the bottom side is like the corner is like 15 points. That's
55.
so-
Okay, but I think it's still playable.
Very much so.
Even though black may be a little bit behind, but after black is able to live on the side, that's still an even game. But since black started the fight in the top left corner, and then the game is pretty much whoever wins the fight will win the game. Yeah, so it still depends on the style. Even though you're behind, my style is like I like to wait until I really have to do that, because that's only like a 90 moves, and usually the whole game will take like 200, 250 moves. You will have a lot of chance.
Yeah. Well, also, don't fight if you're ahead. That's just bad logic, right? Like,
Yeah, but at this point, black feels a little bit behind.
Yeah.
So.
All right, guys, my parting words to you guys to chat. Board 3 is Matthew Borrow. He is the slowest player of all time, and so get ready for a good one, good long one.
Okay.
Enjoy, guys.
Thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you.
So,
Michael.
let's
Yeah.
see how much more. Should we jump back to board 1? I think it's been a while since we checked out that board.
And then we only have a limited time left.
Yeah, so
Okay.
we're gonna check out board 1 now. Okay. So let's go back to where we were before. So I think we stopped right after the peep, and then black white place here. I think this is roughly where we stopped.
Yeah.
After it,
After
black place here, white place here. Yep, and then this is the last one.
Okay.
And so I think at this point when we were talking before, we generally felt black had a pretty good position. And I think we'll say that we probably still think that, but where do you think the biggest spot on the board is now?
The biggest move on the board right now? I'm looking at the weakness over there. So after the jump, it seems black needs to play additional move to fix the cutting point. But black has a center at F15. Maybe F11. I'm thinking.
Something like this?
Or can black get a center on the bottom?
Well, so I mean, my initial instinct is
I want
G3.
I want to take that move so badly, but I'm not sure. Since black is already ahead, you don't really want to put yourself in any risky situation.
I think black could give up the stone.
Yeah, black can.
And so if it's something like this, I think it's probably playable for even. I'm not sure if that's the move or not, but something along these lines, just for black to connect out. This group's not going to have any trouble living.
So it really depends on how much black is winning. If black is winning a lot, it doesn't matter whether black needs to take that move or not. And then black should fix the weakness instead of taking additional risk.
Yeah.
But after cut, I think there's a trouble to on the right side, on the left side. Yeah. Okay.
So maybe just be safe now.
Yeah.
And this does, of course, have some creates a little bit of weaknesses in the shape for white as well. So, but I think that white would probably
white would definitely come back. What happened in the actual game?
So let's see. So this was the move in the image. Sorry, there's a couple different variations. So this was the move. Black.
Black did.
Is this the?
Oh,
this is the line. Yeah.
This is the. Oh, okay. You got the move.
So similar.
Yes.
Black, yep. And then white here. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So it seems the white now is trying to kill something.
Yeah, it's very do or die now because after this, unless one of these two groups dies, white just doesn't have enough territory.
Right. Okay.
And so white, I guess black's gonna sacrifice these stones.
And then everything now is connected.
Yep.
Oh, okay. That's not
interesting. I guess
That's not very
as opposed to playing here?
satisfying for white.
Because I guess this is the center.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the attachment is really good move right here.
Mhm.
So I'm thinking white should connect actually.
Instead of the Hane.
Instead of Hane, because the most important thing right now in the fight is not giving any eye space to black.
Mhm.
And I'm not sure what black would do. So locally, black is still alive.
Mhm.
But if white gets a sente, white can try to surround at the top and attack the 5 stones. But the Hane is actually a helping move for black. So black now can just simply attack here and live.
Mhm.
Okay, so after this actually, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, so after black gets some sentes here, see, that's totally not necessary to play this exchange on D8 and E9. It's
So-
like, oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
no, I was just going to try to get back to that.
Yeah, it's like after if white connects here, that's normal for black to play the bump,
Mhm, mhm.
and white is not going to use this Hane.
Yeah, white would jump instead.
For sure. So this is a thank you move.
Mhm.
That's why that's I don't know which variation is the
I think this is the right one.
okay. Okay.
But really needs great positional judgment
Mm.
to sacrifice these three stones like that.
Yeah.
That's really quite amazing.
Mm-hmm. And I think after everything is connected with additional move on the bottom,
Mhm.
black is winning for sure.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
So I guess the idea behind this is to target this move at 07 afterwards. So
Right, and trying to make white even more concentrated.
Yep.
Okay.
So even though it feels like white's doing okay, but like getting a little couple extra points, it's actually just strengthening this black group. And I think
there's a
we
cutting
talked
point,
about the cutting point
yeah.
at the L16.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think it's
probably going to happen. Yeah. Oof. Yep.
Yeah. That's pretty much. Let's see.
I think that's maybe the game.
Yeah. Okay. No, I don't think those moves worked because locally that group is alive.
Yeah. Yeah, I can play 8-13 at any time to make life. And I mean, these two stones are not alive. Yeah, this seems really going to be a tough fight. This was really a beautiful move.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Attach, yeah.
Would you have thought of that?
No.
Seems almost AI-like.
Yeah. Impressive.
Yeah. Maybe, do you think the move here might have been a little slow? Maybe white should have tried to play something at the top?
I think white probably didn't think about there's a cutting point. That's why he ignored. Because the Kasumi really doesn't do anything.
Yeah. Yeah. So maybe instead of white could try to be a little bit more active to go like this, or is that not going to work?
No, it doesn't work because the 2 stones are so black can just use the Atari here. Then there's no cutting point.
Gotcha. So maybe just take.
Yeah. Maybe the Kasumi that works too.
Sorry, the other one.
Yeah. But even with the Kasumi, white. So by playing those couple moves here, the exchange moves here, white only gained 4 points, and then that's pretty much white gained.
Yeah. And of course, black can later on come out with these stones as well.
That's right. I think after, let's see what happened in the actual game. I think after that stone got cut off, the game should end very soon. Okay.
So white's just trying anything at this point to try to break in. I'm not sure these moves are going to really work too well. But black's giving no quarter, and now it's game over.
No.
I'm not sure what's trying to be accomplished here. Just keeping on the attack.
Where did the white play? Oh, peaked. Okay.
Black just took. And then black's just going to live here.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Mm.
I think that should be all she wrote.
Mm.
But black's still fighting a little bit.
No chance.
Yeah, no chance, no chances. Yep.
That's it? Oh no.
They played a few more, so I think it ended this,
I
yeah.
think, yeah.
Everything else was maybe black, white just flailing a little bit.
Mm. Okay.
So, any comments on this game? It felt like black just took a very early lead, and
Yeah.
white was just constantly
In the
playing
very beginning, the lower right corner, black gained more in that local fight, and then white was, and later on, white played us a couple slow moves in the top left corner, and then for the second fight, white didn't gain that much either.
So this B18
Yeah,
was quite
the
slow.
B18, right. And after some exchange moves here, and also the 3 stone sacrifice helped black a lot.
Yeah, that was really nice. And of course, we can't forget this beautiful. Not that it would have necessarily changed the move, but this beautiful move here.
Yeah, that's.
I think it was probably still game over, but the way it surrounded that top territory is really quite impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like we have just a few minutes left. Maybe we can quickly take a look at board 3 and see if they've developed at all.
Yeah. Board
So-
3 is Matthew against
Matthew and Alex. Yeah.
Alex. Okay.
Good. Okay. So it looks like
okay.
they played a bit more. And white. So Alex did end up winning the game. So let's just quickly take maybe a 5-10 minute look just at these last moves since we stopped here.
Yeah. So that's where we stopped. Attach after attach.
Yep. And as we discussed before, white can't play here because there's a cut here,
Right.
and white will not be able to capture this stone.
That's right. Okay. This is what happened.
Yep. So white connects back. Black extends, and black's just ahead of territory at this point.
Yeah, for sure.
And nothing for white to really get too much.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a nice sacrifice to Suji.
Yeah. Okay, Hane, very good. Okay.
And still the cut.
Okay.
Yeah. So now weak group here, somewhat weak group here. This isn't the live yet either. And also this isn't the live yet. Everything in black is quite strong except for these 3 stones. And that's the only stones that black needs to worry about. So this is a really fantastic fight for black.
Even though it looks like locally the lower right corner is alive, but if black has a Sente, the locally is dead because that descent, as we talked about earlier in the top right corner. In what game we were talking about?
No, it was a slightly different variation. It was the exchange was like this.
Yeah, similar.
Very similar.
I don't remember.
But the descent will kill.
Yeah.
And then it creates that same shape. Or this will create the L shape. I think it was slightly different before. Very
slightly
similar.
different. Yeah. Okay.
So black wedges just to make some unfortunate forcing moves. And
cut.
so after this, the cut is really quite painful because white has to respond by playing here, and now as we
The
saw,
corner's dead.
the corner's dead.
So what should the white do? Oh, this is the actual game.
This is the actual game.
Okay, Hane works too. Block and P.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same shape. Yeah.
That's it. The corner's dead.
Yeah. Yeah. White played here, played away, and then black's
It's
just
so
like, no,
sudden.
I know it's dead, but we're going to make sure it's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. So unfortunately, there's no way to stop black from making 2 eyes here, which is what. Obviously, there's a lot of liberties for white, but
That's so sudden.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There's too much death here, unfortunately. And so between what is this, 50-point corner, give or take?
There's no way for white to have that much territory.
Yeah.
Okay,
And-
so cuts, extend. Maybe that's the mistake, the
This
one
jump
space
here?
jump. Yeah. So instead of jumping on the top, so obviously there's a cutting point here. Maybe jump on the, this jump is better. So fixing the cutting point here is more urgent than the 5 stones on the right
I
side.
guess the fear is that black would play this next, which is a very natural move.
Even though the fight still favors black, but it's more urgent to fix the cutting point here. Otherwise, the game will be over immediately.
Yeah. Though I think black's still going to have a really an easy time with this fight. Whether it kills these stones or kills these stones, I can't imagine Black struggling too much here.
Yeah.
So really good game by Alex. Unfortunately, Matthew just couldn't quite take him down this game. And I think just again the beginning, this whole sequence in the upper right gave Black a really strong position too, and it felt like White was a little flimsy everywhere. Weak group here, weak group here, weak group in the upper right as well.
And also by playing some exchange moves and sacrifice the territory over here, it doesn't give White too much gain. Yeah, so pretty much every local fight, Black has a small lead, and eventually, if we look at the whole board thinking, Black is winning.
Yeah, and it got to that point where, as you said, White made all these exchanges to try to start that fight, but because Black was so far behind that if it didn't, it would hit the shot. Yeah. So I think that's the end for our session today. Once again, this was Stephanie at One Don Professional and Michael Fodera, 5 Don. Thanks so much for joining us, and hopefully you guys will continue in. Take care.
Bye bye.